Hi everyone, today we're going to go over lesson 4.5, problem solving with multiplying money. So we're on page 257 to start, and we're going to read Unlock the Problem. A group of friends go to a local fair. Jason spends $3.75. Myra spends 3 times as much as Jason. And Teresa spends $5.25 more than Myra. How much does Teresa spend? Use the graphic organizer below to help you solve the problem. So as always, we need to talk about reading the problem. What do I need to find? I need to find the amount of money, and I see a typo there. The amount of money Teresa spent at the fair. What information do I need to use? I need to use the amount spent by Jason. Then I need to find the amount spent by Myra. Then I'll be able to find the amount spent by Teresa. How will I use the information? The amount Jason and Myra spend to find the amount spent by Teresa. So if you look over here to solve the problem, this graphic organizer is just like the graphic organizers we used before. The amount of money Myra and Teresa spend depends on the amount Jason spends. So he is kind of like our home base. Draw a diagram to compare the amounts without calculating. Then use the diagram to find the amount each person spends. So we know from the story problem that Jason spends $3.75. We don't know how much Myra spends, except for we know that it's 3 times as much as Jason. So if I were to fill this in, that would be the same as writing 375 3 times, which is the same as 375 times 3. And then we know that Teresa spends $5.25 more cents than Myra. So we write down this part here because that's the same amount that Myra spends. But at the end, you'll notice it has also $5.25 because that is the additional amount that she adds. So we already know Jason's at $3.75. He doesn't change at all. But Myra, in order for us to solve, we could add all 3 of those together, or we could just take 3 times 375. So I'm going to kind of go up here where I have a little bit of room. And I'm going to go ahead and multiply that by 3. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 is 22. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. Now remember, I have 2 decimal places, so I move it in 2 places. And I have the amount for Myra at $11.25. So in order to solve for Teresa now, we know that we take Myra's amount and we add $5.25 to that. We gotta line up our decimals. 25 and 25 make 50. 5 plus 1 is 6. So Myra spends $16.50. So not too bad. Just got to kind of work through. It's definitely a multi-step problem. All right, we're going to skip right to page 259. and it is the share and show. Let's go ahead and read this. It says, number 1, Manuel collects $45.18 for a fundraiser. Jerome collects $18.07 more than Manuel. Cindy collects 2 times as much as Jerome. How much does Cindy collect for the fundraiser? First, draw a diagram to show the amount Manuel collects. So, we know that, and I'm just going to put an, oh, I don't want to use a highlighter. Hold on. So we know Manuel. I'm going to just go with an M here. And it tells us that he collects $45.18. So here's our home base, our original block, right? And next we have Jerome. So I'm going to go ahead and use a G. Oh, there I am with that shape tool again. And it says that he collects $18.07 more than Manuel. So in this case, we take the $45.18 from Manuel and add a block with $18. Oh, goodness sakes. With $18.07. Last, we are down to Cindy, and we know that she collects 2 times as much as Jerome. So, for that, we're going to have to first figure out the total for Jerome, and then we're going to have to double that. So what we would need to do is take $45.18 plus $18.07. 8 plus 7 is 15. And let's see here. 2. 8 plus 5 would be 13. 6. So it'd be $63.25. So we're going to do this. And we know that Cindy is twice that amount. So she would have $63.25 in a block. And $63.25 again because she is twice as much. And then in order to find that final total, I would take $63.25 times 2 because it says she's twice as much. So 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 6 is 12. So Cindy would have a total of $126.50 for the fundraiser. Number 2 says, what if Jerome collects $9.23 more than Manuel? If Cindy still collects 2 times as much, Jerome, how much would Cindy collect? Okay, well, that changes our work a little bit. So if we did that, we would have so Manuel was $45.18. And then Jerome, they're saying, would have $45.18, but this time it would be plus $9.23. So in that case, 45.18 plus 9.23. 8 plus 3 is 11. 4. So that means Jerome would have a total of 54.41, which means Cindy here would have 54.41 times 2. So that would be $108.82. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and erase that so that I can put in the rest of the work here for number 3. It says Jen buys a pair of jeans for $24.99. So Jen, $24.99. She's our home base. Her friend Karen spends $3.50 more for a pair of jeans. So Karen, she's going to have $24.99 to start. And then hers are $3.50 more. So I would have to add those up. So $24.99 plus $3.50 8. So that means Karen spends $28.49 on a pair of jeans. And then lastly, we get to Vicky, and Vicky paid the same price as Karen for jeans, but bought 2 pairs. So that's the same as saying it's 2 times more. So we would take $28.49 and $28.49 if we were using our graphic organizer. And that is the same as saying $28.49 times 2. So 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 2 times 8 is 16. And 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 places over with my decimal. So Vicky would have spent $56.98 because she bought 2 pairs of jeans. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. So for your homework, I have you here on page 261. Number 1 is already done for you. So I am asking that Blue Group and everybody else does problems 2 and 3. So only 2 problems to do today. You are obviously going to have to do it on another piece of paper so you have enough room. So when you turn in your assignment today, make sure that you turn in this page, page 261, as well as any work that you completed on paper. Please don't forget your work because you will lose points. Hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget, tomorrow you have a quiz on lessons 4.1, 4.3, and what we did today, 4.5.